Ladies and gentlemen, happy Memorial Day and welcome to this edition of Raw Rewind. Now, you're probably wondering why I didn't do the vlog weekly last week. That's because, or yesterday actually, that's because there was really nothing to talk about, so I kind of scrapped it. There was nothing interesting. I like interesting Impact stuff. If you guys want to hear the fact that Jacqueline really wants to make a WWE return, what the hell? There you go. There it is for you. But it would have been like a 2-second or maybe a 2-minute video. Or not even a 2-second video, like a 45-second video. And what's the point of that? There's no point in it at all. So that's why I didn't do anything. There was nothing to talk about besides 5-6 dominating the box office. Who cares? I went to the movies today to go see the new Star Trek movie. It was pretty good, okay? But J.J. Abrams now needs to focus on Star Wars, which I am a Star Wars guy. I like Star Wars. I love Star Wars. You don't believe me? Right? Where is it? Oh, well, right, like here on my post, on this picture frame, there's a Star Wars character right here. It's one of those walkers. Okay. I've got Star Wars stuff. He needs to focus now on Star Wars, okay? But enough of that. Let's get on with Raw. I did miss the first beginning part of Raw, but I went back and read what happened and kind of watched it. It was good. I kind of like what they did. They changed the main event up for Payback. What did they change it to? They changed it to a 3 Stages of Hell match. Now, this will be only the 4th 3 Stages of Hell match, and Triple H has been in all the other 3. One with Stone Cold, one with HBK, and one with, and the other one I would believe was with HBK too. I think Shawn Michaels has been in 2 of them with Triple H. One was at SummerSlam, which that SummerSlam one was really good. But other than that, I mean, there was Triple H is like the king of 3 Stages of Hell matches. I think the other one was actually with like Randy Orton or something like that. But let's get on with Raw. Raw John Cena's in the ring and he talks about the ambulance match and how Ryback pulled a gutsy move, wanting an ambulance match. So he says, well, how about this? Well, first, it was an ambulance match scheduled at Payback, and also we want Bret chants or filling the arena because they're in Calgary. And Bret didn't come out, and because because they're in Canada, they're in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, hometown of Bret Hart. So you would think so. And the 3 Stages of Hell, what is it? It's a, let's see here, it's a lumberjack match, it's then going to be a tables match, and then it's going to be an ambulance match. Now, anytime it's like 2 out of 3 falls, the matches always seem to go at least one guy's way twice, and they always go to the 3rd fall anyway. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. Who do I think is going to win everyone? I don't know, but tune in to find out on the, what is it? Let's see here, the 15th, or around that, or in that week. But it will be the week before. It will be like before Payback, whether the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, or Saturday before Payback. But it will be before then, and I will give my predictions. Ryback comes out, and he is satisfied with this match. Well, Heyman also comes out and says hello, and he tells WWE Universe to say hello to the future WWE Champion. Do I believe so? Probably. After John Cena is done and he's like The Rock now making movies and all this, probably. after they get all their superstars of tomorrow and get rid of all the old guys like John Cena and Triple H and Kane and all this. Once that happens, yeah, I believe he could possibly be a good WWE champion. Hold on real quick. But let's see here. The first match was Alberto Del Rio versus Big E Langston. Now, I came in near the end of this match, and apparently this match was not really good at all. The only thing that you guys really need to know is what happened at the end of this match. Del Rio won this match by roll-up, and AJ had distracted the ref with the turnbuckle. She took off the turnbuckle pad. Big E Langston ran into it, and all of a sudden he ran into it, and Del Rio does his little roll up and gets a 1-2-3. Big E Langston was not happy. He left the ring like as if he was pissed, which I'm sure he was, but it seemed like that he was pissed in the way that he doesn't want anything to do with AJ Lee and Dolph Ziggler anymore, because she cost him the match. But who knows? Then you had your Team Hell No segment, and Kane tells Daniel to stop obsessing over being this weakest link thing. And all of a sudden, Bret Hart walks in, because it's Bret Hart Appreciation Night, and they're in his hometown. So Bret Hart walks in, and he says, "Well, what do you think?" He says, "I don't think you're the weak link." And Kane's telling the same exact thing. "I don't think you're the weak link. It's when you lose as a team." And he's like, "Okay." So Kane says, "Well, how come when Bret tells you that, you actually listen, but when I tell you that, you don't?" And he says, "Well, because he's Bret the Hitman Hart. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're just Kane." So that was actually a pretty good segment. I'll give it that. I like Team Hell No segments. They're funny and they're really good. But let's see here. Your next match was a United States title rematch. You had Dean Ambrose versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston was showing off his athleticism a great deal. Now, Kofi Kingston is their mid-card guy. He's their guy who, if they want him to lose, or if they want him to lose the title to someone else that they really want to give the title to, he'll get it and then lose it, no big deal. But that's their mid-card guy. For Raw, that is. Or in general. Let's see. Like, before the commercial break, he was going to do that little dive out the ring, and he does that little fakie where he bounces off the ring, or where he bounces off the ropes. And he bounced back, and they go to a commercial. So that was before the commercial. But let's see here. After the break, Dean Ambrose basically dominated this match. He dominated this match. Now, there was a couple times like Kofi Kingston did try to get him in a pinfall predicament, but other than that, he dominated this match. At one point, he whacked his face on the steps. But before he did his finisher, he actually shouted out "Justice" and then hit his finisher, which is pretty good. Immediately following that, the other two members of the Shield come out, and then they celebrate with Dean Ambrose. So then Kane and Daniel Bryan come out right after that. And what happened was this to me was the match of the night. I cannot explain how great this match was, because you guys need to go watch this match. This match was fantastic. great tag team match. Not as good as some of the 6-man tag team matches, but a great tag team match. Team Hell No and the Shield are great tag matches. Now, I know that they overdo it sometimes, but they are great matches. After that, they gave they gave the update on Triple H. They said everything's normal and all this, but that's what they're playing off as everything's normal. Triple H was not there tonight. He wasn't there tonight, but he's there because he's the CEO. He's the CEO of the company. He's basically doing what Vince McMahon does. He's watching Vince McMahon. He's making sure everyone's in line and all that. But he was there. They just say he wasn't there, and you just didn't see him. But trust me, he was there. They go to a match, which was your WWE Active match, and you had the Miz come out, and they said, well, what role will the Miz play tonight? Will he be a commentator, a ring announcer, or a special guest referee? With those three choices, you know which one's going to win. Commentator, Miz is already commentator on Main Event. If you want to listen to Miz commentate, just go to Main Event. A ring announcer, Miz would not be a good ring announcer either. I mean, I don't even understand why they did that. Why they would have Miz as a ring announcer. Yes, he's good on the mic, but come on. It was a landslide on what won. It was 5%, 10%, 85%. That's how much the guest referee won that poll. Now, who was the special guest referee for? Wade Barrett versus Fandango, or the bag of Skittles. Now Fandango won this match. But during the during Fandango's entrance, and if I didn't say, the Shield retained their titles, so did Dean Ambrose. Now, let's see here. At one point, Barrett got mad at Miz because he claimed he wasn't being a fair referee, which he kind of wasn't, and he takes the Miz and he shoves him down, and Miz took exception to that, and does a skull-crushing finale, and Fandango walks over there and kind of crawls over there and gets the 1, 2, 3 immediately. And after the match, Fandango starts dancing with Summer Rae. He takes he actually does a big boot to Fandango. Summer Rae falls on top of him, and he goes 1, 2, 3, and he basically kind of played off his guest referee role pretty well. And it was pretty good. Miz did a great job refereeing. But I also like the count at the end where he had basically Summer Rae win the match. It was just a little, hey, I'm a funny ref, so. The next thing you see is Cena's in the medical room, because he's being evaluated from his last man standing match. And all of a sudden you hear, hold on, let's see here. Cena's in the medical room, and he hears, are you sure you want to do this? And who is it? Well, it's none other than Scraggly Beard, now HBK. HBK made a little appearance today. I don't know why. He lives in Texas, but he made an appearance today, I guess for Bret Hart Appreciation Night. And he says, you guys never listen. I told Triple H the same thing. Don't go out there. You want to hurt yourself. Or if the doctors say don't go out there, don't go out there. And Cena says, well, you know what? That reminds me of someone else. I know. And he just starts kind of looking at Shawn Michaels, and he says, you. And Shawn Michaels kind of took exception to that, and they left the camera on Shawn Michaels. So it was good. Then they had a useless match. Tons of fucking Khali versus 3MB. I calculated how much weight those Tons of Funk and Kali are. I believe it's 1,082 pounds right there in the ring. It's almost, yeah, it's almost 1,100 pounds. I'm sure if you count 3B, it's 1,100. It's well over 1,100. But yeah, Tons of Funk won this because I guess they won it because it was Natalia's birthday and Natalia needed a win somewhere, but she didn't get a win in her match, which she did have a match, and I'll get into that here in a little bit. Then they had Jericho's highlight reel, which this was a great one. I like this segment. Probably out of all the segments, probably my favorite segment of the night was the highlight reel with Paul Heyman as a special guest. Now, Jericho said, I want to speak to you about one of your clients. And he says, Curtis Axel. And so Paul Heyman just starts ranting and raving about Curtis Axel. He says, no, one of your other clients. So he goes, Brock Lesnar. He tells them all of Brock Lesnar's accomplishments. He says, no, another client. And then it dawns on him, CM Punk. Now, I said CM Punk was supposed to return tonight, which he didn't. I don't know why. But it dawned on him, CM Punk. Jericho wants a match with CM Punk at Payback to determine who the best in the world is. Why are they doing this one again? I don't know. They already had one like this at WrestleMania 28, and I thought it was really good. But this can be a really good one. But they basically reversed roles. Punk is now the heel, and Jericho's now the face. So it kind of tells you that it was probably coming. But here's the funny part. Payback takes place in Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk's hometown. So you know that Punk loses this match, the fans are probably going to riot. So I think that this is one of your big selling matches. Then you had your Divas match, which was Caitlyn and Natalya versus the Bella Twins. And I said Natalya loses, so that means that Caitlyn and Natalya lost against the Bella Twins. And there's not really much to say besides that. Then you had Curtis Axel getting ready for his match against John Cena. And out comes Bret Hart. And Bret Hart says, hey, I just want to let you know you're a good kid. Had great matches against your father. Your uncle was a great man. And you're a great kid. But here's one thing. Get rid of Paul Heyman. Everyone it seems like who talks to Kurt Axel wants them to get rid of Paul Heyman because they think he's a bad guy. Paul Heyman's actually a great manager. Look what he's done. Look who he's brought in. Look who has been with him, who has been champion. Big Show, RVD, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk. You name him, basically that guy has been a champion somewhere down the line. A world champion. Big Show has been with him. He's been WWE champion, and he's been ECW champion. Now, Kurt Axel took exception to when Bret Hart told him to get rid of Paul Heyman, but Orton and Sheamus was up against the Rhodes Scholars next, and this match was good. Okay, I'll give Raw a 7 out of 10. Besides the two crap matches, this was a pretty good match actually. Because you had Rhodes Scholars back for one, but I told you guys like sometime last week I was going to call them Randy Orton and Sheamus Bro KO for as long as they tag team. So Bro KO won this, and before they came back from the break, they actually showed a promo, something like what Jericho's was when he debuted his light bright jacket in the current updated Jericho. If you remember, Jericho had this whole end of the world kind of promo, but it's not really that. It's like a paranormal activity kind of promo that these guys did. And it's some kind of NXT guys. I want to say it's like the Wyatt Brothers or something like that. I don't watch NXT, so if you guys know, let me know. if it's a Wyatt family, because I'm pretty sure it is. It's a trio of guys. So, and then you had your main event. You had Cena versus Curtis Axel. This match ended in a countout, which is okay to me because of how Raw ended. It kind of, but here's the thing. I said that this match was okay. It was pretty good to me because of how it ended. Not really, actually. There was nothing really happened at the end. And here's what happened at the end, because that was really something to talk about. It was a count-out victory after an ambulance came out. Now, whenever you hear the ambulance and you hear the woo, the sirens, when you're watching wrestling, I always think, holler if you hear me. Now, why? Because Big Papa Pump. Every time I hear an ambulance during some kind of wrestling, I always think, holler if you hear me. Big Papa Pump, Big Booty Daddy. I don't have jack muscles like his, so can't do it. Now, after they went to a commercial during this match, okay? After they came back from the commercial, it wasn't but like 5 minutes that the crowd got distracted on something that was happening. You're watching your TV, okay? And it was happening over in this area, off screen. And you could tell that something was going on because you saw all the audience members just look that way. Even the referee at one time. He was reffing the match, and Curtis Axel has John Cena like this little chin hold and all this. And even the referee, he's like, what the? He even glances over there. And the people in the front row are even doing this. Just watching. So it was probably a fight broke out or something. But something happened in the crowd during this match. It wasn't a term because they wasn't chanting. So, or they wasn't cheering anyone's name or anything like that. Something happened in this match. And when I find out what it is, I will let you guys know. And once I get details, I will definitely let you guys know. Now, Vlog Weekly, if it comes by Wednesday, it will be on Vlog Weekly, which will be Wednesday, since there was no Vlog Weekly Sunday, because there was nothing to talk about. Now, let me tell you guys this. SmackDown might not come on Friday. I'm giving you guys a heads up on that now. SmackDown will not come on Friday, because I work until 2 a.m. in the morning. So, that tells you how long I'm going to be working. Look for SmackDown on Saturday. Thank you for watching this edition of the Raw review. Tune in for Vlog Weekly if I get news on what happened in the crowd on tonight's Raw. Maybe I can find it out and I can tell you guys. But like I said, if I get news, I'll let you guys know on Wednesday. If not, it'll have to be on Sunday, or maybe even on Friday or Saturday after SmackDown. Yep, still hasn't posted anything. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys Saturday or Wednesday, depending on news. I am the YouTube champion, and I'm checking out.